our journey through life, understanding who to trust and respect is paramount. Today, we delve into 7 behaviors that signal a breach of both. These behaviors aren't just red flags in others, but also vital checkpoints for self-reflection and personal growth. From the deceptive allure of dishonesty to the corrosive impact of inconsistency, these traits not only damage our relationships but also corrode our moral compass. It's essential to be vigilant, not just in observing these traits in those around us, but also in avoiding these pitfalls in our own behavior. Let's explore these crucial insights together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more enlightening content. Our first red flag in the landscape of trust is dishonesty. Dishonesty, in its many forms, is like a chameleon. It blends into our interactions, sometimes so subtly that we barely notice. But the impact? It's unmistakable. Whether it's a small white lie or a web of deceit, each act of dishonesty chips away at the foundation of trust. And once that trust is broken, it's a Herculean task to rebuild it. Think about it. When someone lies to us, it's not just the lie that stings. It's the realization that we were not worthy of the truth. This realization plants a seed of doubt, watering it with every untruth. Rebuilding trust is like trying to grow a plant in stony ground. It requires patience, effort, and most importantly, a change in behavior. But it's not all gloom. Honesty, even when it's difficult, can be a powerful tool for healing. When someone chooses truth over deceit, it shows respect and value for the person they're interacting with. In our journey through life, let's strive for honesty, not just as a moral duty, but as a cornerstone for building and maintaining the trust that binds us all together. Next, we turn our focus to a trait as elusive as it is damaging: inconsistency. Inconsistency in behavior or words is like navigating a ship in a storm. The unpredictability and constant change in direction can leave those around us feeling lost and uncertain. This isn't just about breaking promises, it's about a pattern of erratic behavior that creates a fog of unpredictability. Inconsistency can manifest in many forms, be it in commitments, opinions, or actions. History is littered with leaders whose inconsistency led to their downfall. It's a trait that breeds mistrust not only among foes but more dangerously, among allies and friends. The impact of inconsistency is profound. In professional settings, it can lead to a chaotic work environment where team members are left second-guessing every decision. In personal relationships, it sows seeds of doubt and insecurity, leaving loved ones perpetually on edge. Hear these voices: the confusion, the hurt, the frustration. These are the echoes of inconsistency. Research shows us that trust is built on predictability. When someone is inconsistent, they're essentially unraveling the very fabric of trust, thread by thread. But what causes inconsistency? Sometimes it's a lack of clear values or goals. Other times it's an attempt to please everyone, leading to contradictory actions. The first step towards change is self-awareness. Identifying our own inconsistencies is not easy, but it's essential. It's about aligning our actions with our words and our promises with our deeds. Consistency is like a lighthouse in the stormy seas of life. It offers guidance, stability, and hope. It tells others that we are reliable, that our words have weight, and our actions have meaning. Let us strive for consistency, not perfection. It's about being a steady presence in an ever-changing world, a beacon of reliability that others can look up to. In doing so, we don't just build trust, we become the very embodiment of it. Now, we venture into the deceptive realm of manipulation. Manipulation, a word that conjures images of puppetry and control, is an insidious breach of trust. It's the art of influencing someone for personal gain, often at their expense, and it's more common than we might think. This isn't just about outright deceit. It's often cloaked in the guise of advice, concern, or even flattery. The manipulator plays on emotions, twisting reality to shape their desired outcome. Throughout history and literature, manipulative characters have been a central theme, from cunning politicians to charming villains. Their legacy: a trail of broken trust and damaged relationships. Manipulation takes many forms. It could be as blatant as coercive control in a relationship, or as subtle as passive-aggressive behavior in the workplace. The end goal is always the same: to bend someone's will to another's desires. Experts tell us that the impact of manipulation goes deep, often leaving lasting psychological scars. It undermines the victim's sense of reality, self-esteem, and, ultimately, their trust in others. Alarmingly, in our interconnected world, where information is power, manipulation has found fertile ground to flourish. From misleading advertisements to exploitative relationships, it's a growing concern in our society. Recognizing manipulation requires keen observation and emotional intelligence. It's about listening not just to what is said, but also to what is not said. It's about understanding the difference between genuine interaction and calculated moves. Confronting manipulation takes courage. It's not just about calling out the behavior, but also about setting firm boundaries. It's a powerful statement of self-respect and a step towards breaking free from the manipulator's grip. Let us be vigilant against manipulation in all its forms. By fostering honesty, empathy, and open communication in our relationships, we can create a bulwark against manipulation, building connections based on respect and trust. We now turn our attention to a trait that silently erodes the core of human connection: the lack of empathy. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is a cornerstone of meaningful relationships. Its absence? It's not just a void, it's a barrier to genuine connection. Imagine reaching out in a moment of vulnerability, only to be met with cold indifference or, worse, outright dismissal. This is the reality in relationships lacking empathy. The absence of empathy can manifest in various forms, from failing to recognize a colleague's struggle at work to being indifferent to a partner's emotional needs. It creates an environment where people feel undervalued, invisible, and alone. Experts agree that empathy is not just a social nicety, it's a psychological necessity. It enables us to form deep, meaningful bonds. Without it, relationships become transactional, superficial, and ultimately unfulfilling. Research consistently shows that empathy is a key predictor of relationship satisfaction. It's the glue that holds our social fabric together. Developing empathy starts with active listening and the willingness to see the world through another's eyes. It's about being present, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Empathy is not about solving someone's problems. It's about acknowledging their feelings, offering support, and validating their experiences. It's a simple yet profound act of understanding. Let's embrace empathy as a guiding principle in our interactions. By doing so, we not only enrich our own lives, but also bring light and warmth into the lives of those around us. Empathy bridges divides, heals wounds, and builds a world where everyone feels seen and valued. Now, we delve into a trait that can silently corrode the foundations of mutual respect: arrogance. Arrogance, often mistaken for mere confidence, is a distorted mirror that reflects a false sense of superiority and entitlement. It's not just about feeling proud. It's about belittling others, either overtly or subtly. In the workplace, at home, or in social settings, arrogance manifests as dismissive attitudes, condescending comments, and an unwillingness to consider others' viewpoints. History and literature are replete with tales of the downfall of the arrogant. Their legacy is a stark reminder of the destructive power of an inflated ego. The impact of arrogance extends beyond hurt feelings. It stifles collaboration, breeds conflict, and alienates individuals. In a world that values humility and teamwork, arrogance is a glaring misstep. Experts tell us that arrogance often masks deep-seated insecurities or a compulsive need for control. It's a defense mechanism, but one that repels rather than protects. Surprisingly, arrogance is often a hindrance to success. Studies show that humility, not arrogance, is a key trait of effective leaders and satisfying relationships. Overcoming arrogance begins with self-awareness. It's about recognizing and acknowledging our own limitations and the value of others' perspectives. Humility is not about self-deprecation. It's about balance. It's recognizing our strengths without overshadowing others and embracing our flaws as opportunities for growth. Let's strive to replace arrogance with humility. In doing so, we open ourselves to learning, growth, and deeper connections. Humility doesn't just bring us closer to others. It brings us closer to our best selves. We now turn our attention to a critical aspect of integrity and trust: the failure to take responsibility. Taking responsibility for our actions is a fundamental aspect of character. Failure to do so not only damages our relationships but also hinders our personal growth and credibility. Whether in the workplace or in personal life, avoiding responsibility for our mistakes can create a toxic environment, one where trust is eroded and accountability is absent. Avoidance of responsibility comes in many forms. It could be as overt as blaming others for our mistakes, or as subtle as making excuses to justify our actions. Experts emphasize that the inability or unwillingness to take responsibility often stems from a fear of failure or criticism. However, this avoidance strategy only leads to a cycle of blame and denial. Contrary to what some may believe, admitting mistakes and taking responsibility often strengthens, rather than weakens, one's credibility. It builds trust and sets a powerful example for others. Embracing responsibility is not just about facing the consequences of our actions. It's about owning our part in every situation and using it as a stepping stone for growth and improvement. Taking responsibility requires courage and humility. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows a commitment to honesty and a willingness to learn from our mistakes. Let's cultivate a culture of responsibility, both in ourselves and in those around us. By doing so, we not only build stronger, more trusting relationships, but also pave the way for genuine progress and fulfillment. Next, we examine a deeply impactful breach of trust: the betrayal of confidence. Confidences shared between individuals are the bedrock of deep trust. When these confidences are betrayed, it can cause irreparable damage to relationships, often leaving deep emotional scars. The act of sharing a secret is not just about the information itself, it's a gesture of trust, a bond that says, "I believe in you." When this trust is broken, it shatters that bond and the sense of safety it provides. Betrayal of confidence can occur in any setting: among friends, within families, or at the workplace. It undermines the very foundation of trust and can lead to a sense of betrayal and isolation. Experts highlight that the consequences of betraying someone's confidence extend far beyond the immediate fallout. It can lead to trust issues, anxiety, and a reluctance to open up in future relationships. Research shows that repairing a relationship after a betrayal of confidence is a challenging and lengthy process. It requires not just an apology, but a consistent effort to rebuild trust. Maintaining confidence is a matter of respect and integrity. It's about honoring the trust someone has placed in us and understanding the responsibility that comes with it. When confidences are kept, it strengthens bonds, builds respect, and fosters an environment of mutual trust. It's a testament to the character and reliability of an individual. Let's cherish and uphold the confidence entrusted to us. In doing so, we not only honor those relationships but also reinforce our own integrity and trustworthiness. It's through these actions that we cultivate a culture of trust and respect. Now, we delve into a crucial aspect of respect and trust: the neglect of boundaries. Boundaries, both personal and professional, are essential for healthy relationships. They define where one person's space ends and another's begins. When these boundaries are neglected, it leads to a breakdown in respect and trust. Boundary violations can be physical, emotional, or even digital. They occur when someone disregards our limits, whether knowingly or unknowingly, and can range from minor oversteps to major intrusions. The impact of neglecting boundaries is profound. It can lead to feelings of violation, loss of autonomy, and a deep sense of unease. In the long term, it can erode the foundation of even the strongest relationships. Experts emphasize that respecting boundaries is not just about avoiding overstepping, it's about understanding and honoring each other's needs and limits. This mutual respect is key to building trust and maintaining healthy interactions. Studies show that respecting boundaries is directly linked to relationship satisfaction. When boundaries are honored, it fosters a sense of safety and respect, which are pillars of a healthy relationship. Setting boundaries is about clear communication. It involves expressing our limits clearly and respectfully, and equally importantly, being willing to listen and adhere to others' boundaries. It's a delicate balance, asserting our own boundaries while being mindful of others. This balance is essential for creating an environment of mutual respect and trust. Let's foster a culture where boundaries are respected and valued. By doing so, we not only protect our own well-being, but also contribute to a respectful and trusting community. Remember, healthy boundaries are the foundation of healthy relationships. We now address a deeply unethical and harmful behavior: the exploitation of weaknesses. Exploiting someone's weaknesses is a deliberate act of taking advantage of their vulnerabilities, whether emotional, financial, or psychological. This form of manipulation can have devastating effects on the victim's well-being and self-esteem. This behavior is not just about using someone's weaknesses against them. It's about a fundamental lack of respect and empathy. It's a power play, where the exploiter gains at the expense of the exploited. Exploitation can manifest in many forms. It could be a partner using intimate knowledge to manipulate, a boss exploiting an employee's job insecurity, or even a friend taking advantage of financial difficulties. Experts warn about the long-term psychological damage caused by exploitation. It can lead to a loss of trust, decreased self-worth, and in severe cases, lasting trauma. The consequences of exploiting weaknesses extend far beyond the immediate harm. It can permanently damage the fabric of trust and leave lasting scars on the psyche of the victim. Recognizing exploitation begins with understanding the dynamics of power and control. It's about being vigilant to the signs: unbalanced relationships, pressure to comply, or feeling consistently undermined. Confronting exploitation requires courage and support. It's about setting firm boundaries, seeking help when needed, and, most importantly, understanding that it's not the victim's fault. Let's stand against the exploitation of weaknesses. By fostering an environment of respect and support, we can protect not only ourselves, but also those who may be vulnerable. Remember, the strength of a community lies in how it upholds the dignity and rights of all its members. Finally, we examine a subtle yet significant behavior that undermines growth and connection: the dismissal of feedback. Feedback, whether it's praise, criticism, or simple advice, is a cornerstone of effective communication and growth. Ignoring or dismissing this feedback not only stunts our own development, but also signals a lack of respect for the perspectives of others. The dismissal of feedback can occur in any setting, from a manager overlooking an employee's insights to a partner ignoring concerns in a relationship. This behavior creates an environment where open communication is stifled and ideas are undervalued. The impact of ignoring feedback extends beyond the immediate conversation. It builds a narrative of disregard and disinterest, leading to a breakdown in trust and a reluctance to engage in future interactions. Experts emphasize that feedback is a gift. It offers fresh perspectives, encourages self-reflection, and fosters improvement. Dismissing feedback not only alienates those who offer it, but also robs us of the opportunity to learn and evolve. Research shows that those who embrace feedback tend to experience greater personal growth, enhanced professional development, and higher relationship satisfaction. Embracing feedback requires an open mind and a willingness to challenge our own views. It's about acknowledging that we don't have all the answers and that others can provide valuable insights. It's a powerful act to listen to feedback genuinely and consider its merits. Whether the feedback is positive or critical, each piece is an opportunity to learn and grow. Let's cultivate a culture where feedback is not just given but received with grace and gratitude. By doing so, we not only foster personal and professional growth, but also build stronger, more respectful, and trusting relationships. As we conclude our exploration of these vital aspects of trust and respect, let's pause and reflect on the journey we've taken together. From the pitfalls of dishonesty to the strength found in respecting boundaries, each point offers a stepping stone towards personal growth and healthier relationships. These insights, drawn from the wisdom of experience and understanding, are more than just guidelines. They are the tools with which we can build a life of integrity, respect, and genuine connection. As you move forward, carry these lessons with you. Let them guide your actions and interactions. Remember, the journey to betterment is ongoing, and every step taken is a step towards a more fulfilling life. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Until next time, continue to seek wisdom, share kindness, and nurture the bonds that bring us together.